I have the honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker today, General Ellis. Had a great career in the Army and served the country for a long time, four-star general, and now today he heads up a company called VetConnexx, and they focus on getting veterans, I think it's disabled veterans mostly, right? Or is it just veterans? All veterans, yes. Back to work, and they use technology and work with technology firms. So please welcome General Larry Ellis.
I'm excited to be here with you today to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the plight of our veterans. You might ask, what does the plight of veterans have to do with the emerging digital economy? Well, you see, following recent previous wars, our veterans returned home to primarily rural, heavily agricultural workplaces. Or they returned home to a manufacturing economy following World War II in Korea and Vietnam. The digital economy was evolving right in front of us. We may not have recognized it. And we had the effects of Moore's Law taking place in front of us. Moore's Law is the observation that over the history of computing hardware, the number of transistors on integrated circuits doubled approximately every 18 months. Stated another way, the pace of information technology is doubling about every 2 years. Many will say, as we continue to move into a more global economy, the pace may have even moved faster than doubling every 18 months. As many of our soldiers deployed off to war, Moore's Law did not slow down. It continued to double. Many will say the pace of the digital economy may have increased to support the war effort. So as our veterans returned home during more than 12 years of war, and after repeated tours, they found that the economy was right-sizing to keep pace with Moore's Law. The situation left our veterans jobless in some cases, and they got caught in what I'm calling the digital divide without the requisite skills. So the question remains, how do we bridge the gap of this digital divide for our veterans? Our veteran unemployment rate is still way too high. At one point it exceeded the unemployment rate of the general population. Now it's our turn to value and assist them as they try to bridge this digital divide and reintegrate themselves back into our communities. There seems to be a misconception around the term veteran. There are those who feel that if they did not serve in combat, that they had not earned the right to be called a veteran. I believe the word veteran is all-encompassing. It includes every individual who has honorably served our armed forces of this great country. I maintain that you're a veteran whether you served on active duty, whether you served in the National Guard, whether you served in the reserves, whether you served during peace, whether you served during war. I maintain you're a veteran even if you were drafted and called to serve involuntarily. And that has not happened since the end of the Vietnam era. I maintain you are a veteran no matter the length of your service, no matter why you chose to serve, or even the duties you were assigned while you served. And I make that statement because we have a veteran who was injured in basic training. Think about that. Didn't get out of basic training, but they're a veteran. And we put them in that category. So now, through VetConnexx, I get a chance to help our veterans bridge that digital divide that you're going to talk about here today. Businesses are not necessarily sensitive to the veteran issues and their needs. Because while the veteran was deployed, and many of these businesses took the opportunity to right-size during the economy. Remember Moore's Law, it's doubling every 2 years, and so they took the opportunity to right-size. The right size has resulted in a different job market and less manufacturing type jobs and more digital and more service-oriented type jobs. This resulted in the employers having difficulty effectively identifying the skills and matching those skills with the appropriate career opportunities for our veterans. Well, VetConnexx, as you saw in that short video, teamed with AT&T. And what we're trying to do is to assist our veterans and their spouses with gaining mainstream employment. VetConnexx is, and it stands for Veteran Connects, is a service-disabled to veteran solution designed with both the veteran and the business community in mind. So, what's in it for the veteran? VetConnexx has teamed to create a veteran-centric organization, an organization that will help bridge the digital divide. Our aim is to facilitate the transition of veterans and encourage them to grow well beyond the opportunities that are available to them in VetConnexx. So, it's an entry-level job, and we want to get them to this level and move them to another job. It is our goal to build a career path for each veteran. Many will find a career in the call center industry, which we're working. Others, we hope to assist in finding rewarding positions elsewhere in other fields. So now, what's in it for businesses? Our veterans have received substantial specialized skills training. Their skills have developed in what I call a leader-nested environment. And I believe that's very helpful to our businesses. Our veterans are disciplined. They have been trained to work as a team. And I think every business out there would want that. They have been taught to accept responsibility and to be accountable for their actions. I think every employer out there wants that. But veterans have internalized the ideal of service to others, and they believe that it is grander than their own contribution. So all of this leads to better, more experienced, highly trained, and informed employees. These employees create a better customer experience. Every employer wants that. And that means a superior customer experience drives customer satisfaction. And every employer wants that. And by extension, customer loyalty. And every employer wants that. Which is, the key to a good business and a driving a business. We ran a pilot program to test the model, and it began in August of 2012, last year. We now have 60 veterans serving as a call center agents in the Atlanta area. And in the group that we're working in, we've been in it at about a year, we're competing against, in the AT&T community, a union shop and 3 other shops. And in 1 year, we are exceeding every single statistical goal that has been placed out there. Every single one of them. And we're leading by a large margin.
My name is David Kindred. I joined the Army as a cavalry scout. So I went to Fort Knox for my training in 2005. And at this time, we were using maps for our land nav, a cavalry scout's job is a reconnaissance. So I went through this transition, and Fort Knox, we did land nav using maps and compasses. And after I graduated from basic training, we made our transition into the digital age using what is called the Blue Force Tracker, which is basically GPS. The war that we're in now, unlike Vietnam, it's all urban, so there are no jungles. We're on streets. So we had to make that transition from maps and compasses to GPS technology. And it was a hard transition, but with the proper training, everyone can do it. When I got out, I had all these skills, lead scout. I made my E5 when I was 21 years old. I made this miraculous recovery after getting hurt, and I went on many interviews, and no one wanted to hire me. You know, when I was in the military, I was a doctor, I was a therapist, you know, I was a pilot, I was everything. Things that cannot be put on a resume. You just have some experiences that cannot be put on paper. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to interviews. And I heard about the AT&T service program with VetConnexx, and I thought to myself, you know, it's a great opportunity for a veteran such as myself to work. But at the call center, they said, you know, come on in. We know about your disability. We're not going to pressure you. All we do is expect you to put forth your best effort every day. And so I went through training January of this year with the call center. It was 4 weeks long. And eventually I moved on to the floor in February. And now I'm a supervisor.
If you have a need, or you know of someone who has a need for call center staffing, please contact us. We'll try to help. Help us bridge the digital gap. And my saying is, hire veterans and grow America.